Welcome back to Fool Me Thrice. My name is Jake. I'm joined as always by Joe and Steve, the Nick Cage and John Travolta of podcasting.
Yeah.
Today is
I'm Nick.
That's okay.
naturally.
Sorry.
Today's July 25th, 2020. It is 8:04 in the PM. I don't know what's funny, but
What are your vitals?
hold on.
I'm at 119/79.
120 beats per minute.
Dude, I'm jumping up to 240 beats per minute. I'm so excited.
I'm
240.
my blood pressure is 300 over 200. Is that normal?
Jesus God.
My heart rate is 16.
Steve's going into Zen.
Yes.
Thank you.
No, it's actually 97 after I screamed. So, how you guys doing?
Good.
It's a good day. It's a good day to be alive.
It's a good day to die hard.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. Not much has happened this week. Just kind of, working and the usual bullshit that I do and that I say every single week. I'm not gonna say it this week. I don't have to say it.
What? Eat shit, game, repeat.
Yeah, I don't have to say it. The audience should be well acquainted with what I do every week in and week out.
We need to get some merchandise with that on it.
Eat shit, game, repeat.
Dude, do you know how often throughout my day I just think of merchandise ideas?
Wait, really?
Yeah, all day long I'll just be like, "Oh, that'd be great on a shirt." With yellow.
That's just your corrupted capitalist mind right there.
Well, what do you got for us?
Just stupid shirts. You know what I mean? I don't really write any of it down. It's just things that make me laugh. Like fucking Fool Me Thrice propeller caps.
It's genius, though.
Fool Me Thrice lighters, cigar cutters. We need a Fool Me Thrice CBD cigarette brand. We need to corner the market on everything, right? We need to really diversify our portfolio. We need Fool Me Thrice sticky notes.
We need Fool Me Thrice stock.
Yeah.
Both.
The biggest merchandise of all.
Both securities and stocks, and also chicken stock,
and also weapon attachment. Yeah, the firearm stock. Wait, Fool Me Thrice bump stocks?
Oh no! I don't. I'm sorry. I don't agree
I
with
disavow. That's.
I don't agree with that. I'm
no
sorry.
longer. I don't co-sign on that one. Oh.
Yeah. I mean, if we amass any kind of following, yeah.
If we strike it big, I'll be ready with the ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't really done anything this week. Really just staying indoors because it's hot out, and there's also a deadly pandemic happening. Still happening, despite what people say. Still happening. 1,000 people. 1,000 people are dying every day, but no one really seems to care.
Yeah. If you drive past a mall, it's actually kind of. I had like an immediate sense of alarm when I saw that literally people had to try hard to find parking. Things like that kind of freaked me out.
Yeah. So, what have you been up to, guys?
You
Go ahead, gamer. Okay, I'll go first then.
Excuse me.
I mean, yeah, it's been the same old, same old. I haven't relapsed on Twitter. I can say I'm at least, I don't know, it's been 2 or 3 weeks clean. I'm really proud of that. If I make it to a month, I get a chip in the mail. Other than that, we started gaming with the men's Overwatch. It's been fun playing Overwatch, to be honest. And I mean, despite the best efforts of one of our friends to make it unenjoyable, it's been very enjoyable. Because honestly, at times it does seem like he's actively trying to sabotage the vibe.
Yeah.
But that said, I'm enjoying a game that I haven't played in a long time that used to only give me one emotion, which was pure rage. But now it's just good old wholesome fun. I'm actually enjoying playing the new characters a lot. Just feeling like it's a new game again. It's actually been kind of interesting. So when Overwatch 2 comes out, I don't know. Am I going to be ready for that? I have no idea. So we will be recruiting for the Overwatch team that Fool Me Thrice is sponsoring. But I reserve the right to play Hanzo, Widowmaker, McCree, Soldier 76, Ana, pretty much all the fun characters. I'll be those, and then we can get our simple fans to play the support character. Anyway, yeah, pretty much nothing. I don't know. I haven't really had the discipline to start reading again. Kind of off the reading wagon. Slowly but surely getting there. But you're just trying to stay cool because it's fucking hot out. But what about you, Jake? What are you up to?
Well, yeah, to piggyback off of Overwatch, it's funny because last week we were like making fun of it and talking about how we haven't played it in forever and have no intention of ever playing it again, and then we like immediately started playing it again.
Yeah.
I guess it was because we got so excited about all the different characters.
Yeah, finding out certain ones were legal when we didn't think that they were.
Yeah, it's fun. I have fun playing it with friends. I'm really bad at it, but whatever.
But you still get the shot caller commendation, so.
Yeah. My teammates are always telling me how good I am, so I must be doing something right. Speaking of video games, Ghost of Tsushima continues to be awesome. I'm really starting to get into it. What else? The Marvel Knights Punisher series continues to be awesome also. Not much to say about that, except I got to the famous character, the Russian, which heavily inspired the movie, which I think we got to watch one of these days. But I'm going to wait until I'm finished reading the book so that I can be as annoying as possible and like point out all the stuff that I already know. And that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. I started watching The Last Dance on Netflix, which is the Michael Jordan and Chicago Bulls documentary series.
Oh.
So fucking good. Oh my god. Oh my god. I sit on my exercise bike while I watch this. And holy shit, it makes you feel so good and so amped up that there's no way you're not gonna push yourself because he's not human. He's not human, and there's a lot of like behind the scenes shit.
No, LeBron better.
It's actually like that's the whole debate, right? And apparently, when LeBron won his championship with the Cavaliers, is when it coincided with Michael Jordan greenlighting this documentary series. He saw that LeBron won a championship, and he's like, okay, it's time to tell my part of the story, which is a big point throughout the series, which is interesting, is like how the media portrays him and how they build him up seemingly only so that they can then tear him down. And then how he becomes an icon and everything fucking changes because of this one guy. And then, they go into like his baseball career, which was surprisingly interesting. The whole thing is just from start to I have 3 episodes left, 8, 9, and 10. So fucking good. One of the best documentaries, let alone sports documentaries I've ever seen, dude. Holy shit. We obviously are too young to have ever watched him play, but even just getting this kind of like processed version, it's like, oh shit, bro, that is it's like a once in a lifetime athlete right there to watch. And so it originally aired, I think they were doing it like weekly. They'd air 1 or 2 episodes on like ESPN Plus or something, but I guess Netflix was involved with the making of it. So it actually did just come out on Netflix recently. So I highly recommend that to anyone that is interested just alone in the cultural impact. I don't really give a shit about most sports nor basketball in any particular fashion, but the cultural impact and just the kind of psychology that you can kind of observe in this documentary is just, to be the best, there are some costs. And it's interesting how they kind of shine some light on it. This is a series that was, like, I guess, partly edited or at least greenlit by Michael Jordan. He got, like, the final say in, like, how the story was told. So obviously that's, like, worth considering if you're someone that's, like, looking out for that sort of thing or wants to get involved with the LeBron debate or whatever. But, that said, the way they talk about how he was portrayed in the media, it makes you like root for a more intimate kind of series. And that's exactly what this is. It's very real. So yeah, that has been like the highlight of my week, at least. When I first started watching that, I didn't expect to get so hooked into it. I think I watched 5 episodes the first sitting.
Wow.
And I was just like, oh my god, this is so good. But yeah, other than that, I got really bummed out when McDonald's HQ said no mask, no hamburgers.
Why?
Because I kept trying to go through the drive-through without a mask. And they
That's
kept,
fucking stupid.
They kept telling me the milkshake machine was broken, even though I know it works. So because they just don't want to clean it, according to our inside man who knows fast food establishments.
Did the Hamburglar say that you couldn't have a hamburger?
He was cool with it, but Grimace was really the stickler. Did I sell it? Did that sound original?
The Hamburglar.
No, yeah, I believed you met Grimace there for a second. Yeah, that joke made me grimace.
Do you think Grimace is a nice guy?
No.
I think he's probably an asshole.
Jeez.
You heard it here first, folks. The Fully Thrice
what the fuck?
crew is anti-Grimace.
And I think if he were to die, nobody would mind.
I mean, he reminds me, I don't know why I liken Grimace to Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh. To me, it just always seems like he's so sad.
Do you think McDonald's should be allowed to advertise?
What?
Okay, well, I mean, this sounds like we're gonna get into some sort of philosophy.
Well, cigarettes aren't allowed to advertise.
Yeah, wait, what are you, a Democrat or something?
I mean, if fast food can't advertise, then alcohol shouldn't be advertised anywhere.
Yeah.
Any form of inhalant.
Yeah.
any form, anything related to weed, even weed like iconography shouldn't be advertised. Anything.
It was just an interesting conversation I actually listened to today.
I mean, yeah, I guess there are some hypocrisies there, especially since if you eat McDonald's every day, you're probably going to die. You're probably going to die either on pace or much faster than someone who's going to smoke every day.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just I'd like to ask those kinds of questions every once in a while to get you thinking.
Oh, we know. Well, speaking of getting us thinking, you were looking at some headlines before the show that sounded semi-entertaining.
Okay. Yeah, for anyone that wants a little life hack for finding interesting news, go to Reddit r/news.
Yeah, I only get my news from Reddit, guys.
Yeah.
LSD chemist William Leonard Picard to be released from prison. So apparently this dude is like single-handedly responsible for a gigantic amount of the LSD in the last, I don't know, from obviously from the point from before when he was put into prison. I don't know, like this guy's a big name in the LSD world. And I guess the reason he's being released is because he's like gravely ill.
Wait, how much of the LSD is he responsible for?
Like something. It literally was like I saw someone say like 90%.
So what you're saying is, despite only being one person, he makes up 90% of the LSD.
Yeah.
Yes.
At least back in the 90s or whatever.
Hold on, I had another one lined up. Any relation to Jean-Luc? Picard?
Yes! I got it. I understood it.
Thank you. Okay, continue.
Anyway, so that's like a big deal, I guess. I found that out not from Reddit, but from a Joe Rogan YouTube comment that was like, "Have this guy on your show. He just got released from prison." So I don't know. Maybe that'll happen.
Yeah, I'm sure that's the first thing he's going to do.
Continuing on with the news segment from Reddit. Activist burns Nazi Confederate flag outside Williamsport courthouse. Now,
that's crazy.
So I'm guessing it's okay. So I'm looking at it. What the flag was? He stamped a Nazi swastika on top of a MAGA flag, and then burned that alongside a Confederate flag. Okay, I don't know why. I don't know why that has 26,000 updates. Former cop sentenced to 15 years in federal prison for abuse of women. Okay. Good. Okay. No mask, no hamburger. Go. NBA cuts ties with China's XINJING region over its treatment of minorities. That's interesting, I guess. Remember the whole thing with like LeBron had to like tiptoe around something or whatever, the Hong Kong protests, because China's a huge like money factor, I guess, with the, I don't know.
Yeah, he was like, guys, you just don't get it. Also, glory to the People's Republic of China.
Yeah. While at the same time, he claims that he's under the thumb of every of all the NBA owners, and all the football players too are also under the thumb of all their governors.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's it.
A man using a prosthetic mask stole more than $100,000 at casinos. That's interesting. Feds use tear gas to try to disperse Portland protests. So I guess there's a big thing going on in Portland now too, and the mayor stopped by. I guess I don't know whatever the zone is that they've acquired, and was like, "Hey guys, I'm one of you," and then they like tear gassed them here at him themselves or something, or just threw water bottles at him. I don't know. Like fuck you.
Water bottles.
something like that. So anyway, okay, this is a salacious one. Publix, Publix employee, customer refused to let black worker bag her groceries, tried to drive over him.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
So is Publix a like grocery store? Publix?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is. We don't have it though.
Okay. So wait, I don't understand. So the customer refused to let black worker. Okay, so wait, what?
The black worker wasn't allowed to bag her groceries, and then she tried to drive over him.
She rolled her window down as she pulled off and said, "You're going to remember this." He granted your wish. You did not want him to bag for you. That should have been the end of it, but instead you escalated the situation out of hate. Wow, people are really losing their mind. Oh, I guess I should bring up that. I had a run-in with someone.
Oh, yeah, this was very important.
Someone of the same ilk, perhaps. I was driving, and I used someone's driveway to turn around, and before I could even fully leave their driveway, this woman emerged from the side of her house, visibly disgruntled. I would say deranged based on her expression, and started yelling at me immediately. And all I could do was say, "Calm it down, ma'am. Calm it down." I just kept saying, "Calm it down, ma'am. Calm it down," until I left the premises with my life, thankfully. So, as Joe told me as he was trying to calm me down after this heated exchange, Rona cabin fever probably took him on that one. So people are losing their mind.
Well, what I want to know is why did you stick around and let her yell at you?
Well, at first I was like, okay, what does this person want? And then I'm just like, she was like being aggressive with like her movements. Like she was kind of like walking very quickly towards my car. So I kind of got nervous that she would like get in the way. So I'm just trying to like,
weren't you backing up or?
I pull in, I look to my left, and this blonde lady, I guess I shouldn't identify her, bleep that out, this blankly.
Yeah, so this fucking, I was giving me a hard time, man.
I don't know. I just felt like I needed to say calm down before she like dove underneath my tires for an insurance claim. I don't know. But anyway, it's not really all that important. It's just that Publix and customers reminded me of that. Regis Philbin dies at 88.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that one. That sucks.
He passed away last night of natural causes, 1 month shy of his 89th birthday.
I mean, as of now, he's not a rapist or some sort of criminal sex fiend. So I will say that.
But if he was, he just got away with it.
I will say that I love and respect Regis Philbin. But there's an asterisk next to that, unless he's a criminal sex fiend.
Yeah, is there any elite pedophile news?
Oh yes, there is actually. Donald Trump was asked what he thinks of Ghislaine Maxwell. To which he said, "I wish her well."
Yeah.
So, don't even know what to say about that.
Yeah.
And then there's this video that's emerged where he's like, "You should talk to Prince Andrew about that island," or I should do a fucking Trump accent or whatever. You should do. I can't do it. I don't. You should ask Prince Andrew about that island. He'll tell you all about it. It's a cesspool. And then he was recently asked. That was like 2005. And then he was recently asked.
Fuck island.
And then he was recently asked, and he's like, I don't know. I wish him well. I have no idea. I have no idea about the situation, which is just good to see. Just love to see it.
I mean, he's one of them. We already knew that, but
it's just like I don't know. Like if this is that was surprising even for him to just be that blatant, or just losing it. Case of the Biden brain. Ugh.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know. Well, unless there's anything interesting,
There's your
I
news.
don't know, man.
There's your news, man.
Between 6,000 and 6,500 Pakistani terrorists in Afghanistan, according to a United Nations report. So, okay.
Yeah, Afghanistan.
There you go. It's a scary world out there. Opposing militia groups plan demonstrations in Louisville Saturday. Okay.
How many different militias are there in this country right now?
That's a good question, Joseph. I don't know. I
'Cause-
think the Fool Me Thrice Army will represent.
Yeah, what side are you on, listener?
Judge rules to unseal documents in 2015 case against Ghislaine Maxwell. That was 2 days ago. Fauci says serious threats have been made against him and his wife and daughters.
Yeah, I don't know. They've also been. He threw out the first pitch at the Nationals game on, I guess, Thursday. I think Thursday was the opening of the baseball season. And he threw out the first pitch, and it was a horrible pitch. I mean, like you should actually look up a clip of his pitch. It's completely horrendous. But I mean, what are you going to expect from a 79-year-old man? But he was spotted not wearing a mask and sitting in between two players, I guess, in the dugout, and people were like, "Oh, he's a hypocrite. He needs to die. He needs to die." Yeah, so yeah, he had to apologize for that, for not wearing a mask for like 30 seconds so that he could take a drink of water or something.
He also took a knee, apparently, for racial injustice.
Well, wait, just back up a second.
Okay.
That doesn't make any sense. Well, I get, that the people who, or at least some of the people who criticized him for that were probably like Trump guys who, think he's a hack because Trump disavowed him because he was telling the truth too much.
Yes.
Which again, he also was wrong about some things. But it doesn't mean you like get rid of your health advisor or whatever the fuck for the virus. But I guarantee there are people who are like, look, even he doesn't wear a mask. But it's like, yeah, but the reason you don't like that guy is because Trump said he was a hack. So isn't he doing what you think is right, which is not wearing a mask? Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think people.
I guess they're just looking for any reason. I'm just trying to say that they're.
You look at any thread, from like 69 News, anything about Wolf, and people are like, "Oh, well, he can set the laws, but he doesn't follow any of them." And I'm like, "What? I don't know.
Neither do you.
Like, I don't like people. People do. People just don't. People like to look for supposed leaders, not doing what they themselves preach. But I don't know. I don't know. This was just really stupid, and now he's being his family's being threatened with death.
Yeah.
Like every day.
Yeah. And I'm not saying I like our leaders. I'm just saying that people are being hypocrites by calling people hypocrites. I don't know.
Yeah. And I mean, wearing a mask. wearing a mask doesn't mean you're wearing a mask 24 hours a day. If you need to take a sip of water, because you're feeling a little thirsty, you can lower your mask and take a sip of water. Like, I don't know. I don't. And furthermore, those people who called him out are probably they probably really don't like what they perceive as a liberal cancel culture. So
Yeah.
I don't know why they're calling for his head.
No, yeah.
You know, you people pick and choose. You know, that'll never change.
Yeah, whatever, man. I'm tired of talking about this shit.
Yeah, so that's the news. We hope that you don't just use this podcast to get your news. Diversify.
No. I just want to do zingers on the headlines.
Anyway, that was real world news. Now let's go to video game news. Perhaps most notably this week on, what was it, Thursday? On Thursday, Halo Infinite gameplay was revealed. Steve, you said you saw it.
Yeah, I watched it live actually, which was a mistake because the stream lagged the entire time.
Okay, I watched it about an hour ago.
What say you?
I don't know. I thought it looked okay.
Yeah, I really liked it. The graphics are not impressive though.
Well, yeah, that's what everybody's talking about, and they're all like, "Oh, it looks so bad and ugly." And I mean, some of the stuff in the background looked unrendered.
Yeah, I saw pop in at one point. Apparently, it was running on a PC, which is normal for those kinds of things. But like, it didn't seem like that could not run on current gen.
Oh no, yeah, no, it could definitely run on current gen, unless there's I don't know, unless there's something we're not seeing.
It does look huge in terms of the map.
It is. But I mean, Halo's always been pretty big like that. At least in terms of looks.
It seems like the game, like the structure of the game, is different now. You have like a mini map, or a map with like waypoints and shit. The biggest takeaway for me was I like how fast the movement speed is when you're walking. That actually, for a second there, I was like, wait, did they take away sprint? Because I don't remember you moving that fast. And I like the grappling hook / retrieval hook thing. That was pretty interesting.
I mean, I never played, Bungie's Halo games, but I don't know. I fail to really see how sprint makes the game bad.
It's just, to me, Halo was never like, I didn't like the idea of like being shot because I'm sprinting someone. I always liked the idea of if I'm being shot at, my gun is always ready.
Okay.
That's just what those old shooters were like, Quake and Doom and shit like that. There was just never a moment where I felt like I don't like for at least Halo, when I played Halo, when they added sprint, and I guess Reach had sprint to some extent or something like that. It turned into Call of Duty for me, just like that, because I'd be like sprinting, and then having your gun ready is a pretty big like element of being good at any FPS, and I didn't think that really added anything to Halo. But that said, this new Halo Infinite, I don't know if you noticed, but it seemed like the just default speed was good enough for most of the gunfights.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Which I like. That seemed like a compromise to me.
When he was just shooting. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess I never really thought about it that way. But then again, I've never really played like those old school arena style shooters where, I guess, it's literally just look around and click.
it's a different kind of flow. That's really the main thing. It's just a different kind of flow.
I never really got into Halo because it takes an entire magazine of a gun to lower someone's shield, which I thought that, like, why am I doing this? And obviously for the story mode and for its universe, I like it a lot. But it's multiplayer is just not for me. And I don't know, from what I saw, from what I saw from this little story vignette, I liked it. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, the that I will say the graphics in the cutscenes and shit were spectacular.
I mean, that little villain tease was really stupid.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
it was
the
really
way
forced. It was really forced.
Yeah,
and it was really just like, oh look, I'm the villain.
I literally got like Destiny vibes.
It felt like that scene in Justice League where Steppenwolf is like, now I will open the box and we will make a new world or something. Like, it's just like, it's stupid. It's literally just him spouting off bullshit.
Yeah, especially the part where he's like, "You better be ready, Spartan. Like, gear up or something, shit like that." The energy there was a little cheesy.
And people in the comments because I watched it on YouTube, and people in the comments were like, "Oh, that gave me chills," and I'm like, "Oh my god!" like again, are we really settling? I understand that this is an 8-minute snapshot, and that scene could just be pre-made for this specific demo, and it probably is, because if that came out of nowhere in the middle of a mission, it would be completely ridiculous.
Yeah, it was literally. It felt like a trailer.
So that might not even be in the game at all, But I don't know. From what I saw there, like, I wasn't like, a villain coming on the screen and announcing that he's the villain does not give me chills.
Yeah,
it makes me cringe. So
it definitely didn't have that grand kind of nostalgic kind of Halo feel with the story. What did you think about when whoever's playing starts shooting like the brute and like armor pieces are like flying off?
Oh yeah, I saw that. I like that. I think that adds I mean, it's not like Halo invented that or anything, but I think it adds. I like that little, like, I like destructibility. I think the more you can interact with the environment, the better in these video games, especially going forward. Like, there's nothing worse, and this isn't really the same thing, but there's nothing worse than, like, being in a game and, like, shooting something and, like, nothing happens. There's just generic bullet holes and then they disappear after 30 seconds. Like, it's just like that. I don't know. That shit really kills the vibe for me.
You'd probably love Half-Life because of the detail in those games.
Well, I liked Battlefield 3's Operation Close Quarters DLC that introduced HD destruction, of course.
Yeah. Yes.
I thought it was something. I don't know if this was intentional or not, but right before or after he's shooting the brute and like armor's coming off, he also shoots like in the leg, and it looks like as he's charging,
I saw
that kind of like dynamically stunned him.
I like that. I like
that kind of stuff's really interesting.
I like that. Now, immediately after that, we went to a scene of him picking up a barrel and throwing it at guys and blowing it up and then getting in a turret, and fucking explosions were going off everywhere. So, like, how many times are we really gonna make use of that dynamic stun sort of thing in the heat of combat and just in the heat of just fucking blowing shit up? I don't know. maybe on the higher difficulties, you'll want to make use of that. But on recruit, like I'll be playing, I'm probably not going to need to use that often beyond maybe scripted events or where it's just a one-on-one fight. Yeah, but yeah, no, that definitely is interesting.
I just wanted more, which is, I guess,
it ended too soon. It ended way too soon.
Yeah, it's supposed to come out this year too.
Yeah, holiday 2020, which people were having very heated debates about the graphics and about if this demo was recorded 5 months ago or something, and I don't know, or if this build of the game, was from 5 months ago or something. I don't know.
It's definitely worth noting, because you would hope that the next generation of consoles would have the next generation of games, and when you see those games, this should kind of incentivize you to make those upgrades. So it's like worth noting, but the gameplay for me spoke enough that I just want to see more
upgrades, though. In my opinion, and maybe it's just because I'm used to Destiny, and Destiny looks good. Destiny's never not going to look good, but for me personally, I think the upgrades should really come in performance.
Yeah, and they throughout the Xbox showcase, they were touting higher refresh rates. So I guess that's the thing.
It can't be, or I'm loading into a zone and I'm stuttering from place to place, or I get massive frame drops when there are some explosions on my screen, or it takes me a half hour to load into the game. It can't be like that. And I know that games are going to continue to get, their fidelity is going to increase and their sizes might even increase and stuff. But we got to get to a point where I have confidence that I can I can start up my console. It starts up in a reasonable amount of time, and then I click the game, and that starts up in a reasonable amount of time. If the game doesn't look like, if I can't see the pores on the skin of all the characters, that's okay.
Well, apparently that's what this next generation is going to be all about, is stuff like that. The biggest thing is instantaneous load times.
Yeah.
That they're claiming, at least. Yeah, graphics are not like the big leap this year.
Yeah, and I would prefer that personally.
Well, yeah, because it sounds like the kind of stuff that's possible sounds exciting.
Because it's been a bit ridiculous. How we've made it this far in this era of instant gratification, and how people have put up with and I'm just going off Destiny, but opening your inventory on Destiny on Xbox One, it literally takes 30 seconds for everything to show up.
Yeah.
It's bad. I would not be able to put up with that, especially knowing how much faster a PC is. So for stuff like that, yeah, this next gen is definitely going in the right direction, in my opinion. And if that's the way Halo's going to be, where if everything's on a grander scale, but we're still able to, traverse that grander scale quickly, with instantaneous load times or whatever, I would take that any day over a few scratches on my AR.
Well put.
So yeah, no, I liked what I saw.
It's interesting that we still don't know the prices nor the release dates for either console. They're supposed to come out this holiday.
Well, maybe
one of them's waiting for the other to reveal the price. I forget which. I think Sony's waiting for Microsoft.
Well, Microsoft's gonna have to tread lightly, because they better not make the same mistake they made with Xbox One. where it was, what was it? It was $100 more
Yeah.
than
With the
PS4.
Connect.
You
I
get
don't
the
think
Kinect.
I don't think that's going to happen because they're not going to push the Connect this time.
Yeah. Although still, I don't want to see Xbox One for some reason be like $50 more than PS4. Like it doesn't like
Well,
very inexplicably.
Well, if Sony is going to be reactionary, it sounds like it might end up being more expensive. The Xbox.
Maybe they'll get into a price war, and they'll go all the way down to $25.
Yeah.
Hey, a man can dream. Yeah, I saw a lot of people. Apparently, I guess it's kind of a meme at this point, even though the gameplay's only been up for a couple days. Of people saying that it looks like Doom.
Well, even what you're describing, I didn't watch it unfortunately, but I heard you say grappling hook, and I heard you say like enemies' armor falling apart, and that reminded me of Doom
Yeah, and like
Eternal, rather.
yeah, Doom Eternal, and people are like, I mean, I saw it. I mean, I guess, like,
Are people like mocking Halo for doing that? Because I mean,
well, some the people who immediately knee jerk say that it looks like Doom are being shit on by people who are saying, well, just because they added a grappling hook doesn't mean it's Doom. I don't know. I
Also,
I
that's
don't
not a bad thing to be compared to.
yeah, it's not. When I watched it, I thought Doom. I thought that was a good thing. For me, it's still we just don't have enough to go on yet.
I don't know. To me, it looked like Halo. I don't know.
I thought of Doom. I thought, oh, Halo is returning to form a little bit here. It looks tight. Doesn't look like they've got some new gimmick to show off, other than I guess the grappling hook. But anyway, that looked useful, and it looked like they had probably watched Doom. That's specifically because of the movement speed of just your plain walk, right? I don't think there's a sprint Doom.
No, you don't need
I
one.
mean, if they're gonna go full Doom or whatever, I'd like to see more evisceration personally. I'd like to see the grappling hook gore fucking little grunts.
I mean, it's probably not gonna be shooting grunts heads off.
Fucking stupid, but oh well. Yeah, so that's Halo Infinite. I hope it does well. I think things are better when Halo is good. Not that I've really been not that I've really been aware of a time when I've been a gamer when Halo was good. I guess Halo Reach. I was around for that one, I guess. But Halo 4 and Halo 5 suck ass. Halo 4 not as much, but Halo 5 is bad. It's a bad game.
Amen.
So yeah, here's hoping. This is gonna be, if everything's gonna come out on schedule, this is gonna be a fucking wacko holiday season.
Yeah.
It's gonna be insane.
It'll pull us out of this pandy. It really will.
Now
everyone will retreat to their comfort of their living rooms, so less people will be out and about.
But part of me also wonders, are they not necessarily revealing dates because of, things might get pushed back? Because maybe they're remaining realistic and not like the brain dead retards who think that everything's going to go back to normal, soon, or that it's already back to normal. Some people think. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't really know. Was there any other gaming stuff that happened this week? I don't really think so.
No, I don't think so.
None that I really follow.
Yeah, I'm also still off of Twitter, so I don't know anything about what's going on.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what you want to move on to.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, what about scientists create the first ever autistic monkey?
Yeah. Well, this I guess this has some relevance to gaming. I don't know why. But yeah, scientists create the first ever autistic monkeys. These are the first monkeys ever to have autism.
Now, what I want to know is, why would you give something autism on purpose? Like,
Well,
why would you do that?
like, you know, we got to be careful there.
They need a lot of bananas organized.
They need a lot of bananas organized by color.
That's something that I wonder too, Jake.
Ethical.
Well, because a lot of people with disabilities and a lot of people with autism will say that, first of all, I'm not my disability. I'm more than my disability, and my disability it isn't a bad thing.
No, I understand that. I'm not trying to use autistic as an insult, even though I do that. I do that.
No, I know, but
I do that all the time. But in this instance, I'm not. I'm trying to be serious, and I'm saying, like, why would you give something just because it's okay to have a disability doesn't mean disabilities are good things. So why would you give somebody a disability?
I completely agree. I completely agree with you. But I think there are some people who do have disabilities who would disagree with you.
Well, would they agree that you need to create monkeys with autism?
I mean, there are even some. I mean, maybe not that, because I mean, if it's a disease that animals can't naturally get, then you probably shouldn't do that. Can I guess I don't think monkeys can get autism, but I guess now they can.
But autism can be
also how can you give something autism? What does it even mean?
Well, they didn't. I mean, I'm using that term lightly. It seems like they were created with already having it.
They were genetically modified by Chinese scientists to carry a gene linked to autism in humans.
Okay,
so maybe they're trying to give them good autism.
The team says they've started showing classic signs of the disorder, including poor social skills.
Well, I mean, never mind.
It's hoped the research could lead to greater understanding of autism and how to treat and possibly cure it. So that kind of
that makes sense.
Okay.
So they're trying to reverse engineer autism in monkeys.
Some people don't agree with monkeys being used for tests and say it's cruel.
So it's for research.
Some I think this does open up, a can of worms though about that sort of the ethics of that. Now, I mean, if it's for research, of course, that makes sense. I mean, this headline should be amended to reflect that it's for research.
The headline makes it sound like they were just having fun.
Seriously, like this sounds like it was just like, hey guys, let's see what happens, dude. That's fucking awesome.
The headline sounds like a guy with like crazy white hair and like big yellow rubber gloves was just mixing random chemicals together, and a autistic monkey came out.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good. But then again, they're looking for a cure for autism, and a lot of people with autism would say, "What's the cure?"
I get that, but like, I don't know. It makes your life harder.
Yeah,
Well, depending where on the spectrum you are, it makes your life harder. So,
does the disease make my life harder, or does the society around me make the life harder because I just so happen to be autistic?
Let's devote the rest of the podcast.
Look. These are the things that I encountered when I took a disabilities class, And I had the same. I mean, I still have the same reactions now. I still have like, well, I mean, objectively speaking, like I'd rather not be autistic than be autistic.
Yeah, and like what you're saying about society being wrong. Yes, we shouldn't make fun of autistic people, even though some people.
I mean, not even beyond that. It's just that society isn't built for people with autism.
Well, yeah. What is society gonna do? Stop being loud?
Well, a big part of it would be because first of all, I guess what you have to consider is that some of our probably most unique and important when it comes to productivity and creativity minds are autistic. So you would ideally education would allow them a landscape in which they were able to acclimate better, right? Because in that sense, meddling with preventing autism or curing it or whatever does kind of seem a little weird, right? Because if instead you can just have the resources available so that someone doesn't suffer with autism and instead is put in a position where they can have meaningful impact on their society, I think then that would be the ultimate goal. So it is kind of a weird conversation to get into.
It's a bit icky, it's a bit like.
But this is obviously a Chinese scientist doing this, and we know that they already have pig-human hybrids, according to Alex Jones. So, and that was actually confirmed. But in other news, the Pentagon.
Hold on a second.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, what if their idea of curing it is like only getting rid of the bad things about it?
Well, I mean, the idea of curing it, and I mean, maybe it also. This is from
2016.
This is from January 20th, 2016.
What? Then why the fuck are we talking about this?
Autism has been cured since then.
Why did you?
Apparently fucking not.
Why did you put this in here?
I just it was linked to me. I don't know.
Who linked it to you?
I can't disclose that.
Well, was it one of our artistic fucking friends? All right, we're done here. Okay. What do we got next?
All right.
That was the stupidest fucking. That's so stupid. I mean, I actually really like talking about that kind of stuff, but
I also think it's important, but
3 years old, 4.5 years old, man.
I was gonna say that in the middle of you talking, but I felt like that would be impolite.
You're polite.
Yeah, dude, you had me this close to saying shit like I would never choose to have an autistic son, and we could have just avoided all that completely.
Oh man! But if you knew that they were gonna be like, okay, you say, okay, I'm gonna have an autistic son. I'm gonna support them so much so that they might have a tremendous impact. But that's not really fair to even press upon that person either.
The idea of like stamping it out in birth, I think, is a bit different. Although some people would say that because the baby can't consent, you shouldn't be able to do anything to it. Yeah. Which I don't know about that. Like, I saw something where like this baby, this infant, she might be 1 or 2, maybe a toddler, but she's very small. She has these like this new sort of, I don't know, hearing technology or cochlear implants or something that she's able to hear now, and or not as well as like you or I, although I have terrible hearing.
Yeah, we know.
She's able to hear things, and I saw people reacting to it like, well, why would you do this? She's a child. She can't consent. like basically what we just said, like being deaf isn't a bad thing. And I'm like, it's not, but why would you want her to live as a deaf person?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I find those arguments bullshit, and you see them a lot with deaf people specifically. Obviously, it's not all. This is like a very small subset of people, and it's mostly on the internet, so it's probably only like the most stupid of them. But they like get mad when people get implants like that, even like adults. Like, yeah, I can hear now, and people are like, oh, so you thought that your disability was some sort of curse? Like, you come off as just completely dumb.
Yeah. Well,
because like,
thankfully they'll never hear this, so they can't
exactly.
They can't comment on that.
And I mean, part of me also thinks about that way with autism. If you can cure autism in birth without any harm to the child, like, I mean,
I feel like
why not?
If we could even get to that position, you would hope that the society would be dramatically different in the first place. That if we have the ability to make these like designer babies or just healthier babies than they were on track to be, you would hope that if we're that technologically advanced, we'd have this wouldn't be such like a problem. Like, there wouldn't be this society impossible for someone to acclimate to that had a disability. You know what I mean? So yeah. It's just a weird kind of ethical philosophy kind of argument that
it is, and it's it is, and it part of it
is religious.
The practicality of it really rubs up against the morality of it, and it's tricky. It's really tricky. And I mean, not that this would ever be able to happen, but like, if we were somehow able to, like, I don't know, give people a pill and it cured them of their autism, if that were to happen, then that would all be down to consent, of course. Like,
I wasn't even considering that because that doesn't even sound like something that's possible. I was
that wouldn't be possible.
I was talking about eliminating things like that because, like, and again, there's mental disabilities are different from physical ones. But like, I have an uncle who can't walk, and I can guarantee you that he would rather walk than not.
Yeah, but
so people who say that, like, people who pretend that anyone would ever choose to have autism, like, remind me of those transabled people who act like they can't walk because they want to be disabled and they want to identify as disabled.
It's like, just the opposite pendulum swing.
Like, I find that stuff very offensive.
People who've lived with autism and have no problem living with autism, they would probably be like, yeah, sure, I'll live with autism, because I'm me. Autism is a part of me. Although some people who have autism and have lived with autism would probably say, no, I don't want to be autistic anymore.
Yeah, that's what makes this specific topic a little difficult, because it's like a huge range. Right? There are people that have to live a very lonely, life with a lot of assistance, whereas there's other people that suffer a little bit more silently but are able to kind of fake it. I see that because this is something that I'm also interested in too, and would often read like forum posts about people that, like, a lot of autistic people literally just when they tell their friends I'm autistic, they're like, wait, what do you mean? You don't even look autistic. And that, because people don't know what autism is.
Well, those people are just fucking retarded. They're thinking of like Down syndrome or something.
Well, exactly. Exactly. You don't look autistic. You don't seem autistic. Meanwhile, like a significant part of that person's, I'm talking about the autistic person's, like cognitive effort is placed on just trying to assimilate.
Yeah.
So it's pretty offensive to even say that. But like that said, it's a huge range. So if there was some sort of, obviously, the consent thing, the subjectivity thing, it's just kind of a, like, if we're going to even like entertain those questions, you would hope that we would entertain the similarly nuanced things about, what do those kinds of people need in order to be the best versions of themselves. Because ultimately we're better off if more people with different perspectives and atypical neurochemistry and neurological statuses are able to contribute to their best ability to. Because you know what I mean? Like if a brain comes out of the womb, you know, and God gave them autism, and that person's able to then see things, or not like see things as in like a vision or anything, but like just kind of with a perspective that is extremely valuable. I think that's probably also something worth considering. In that case, you would really just want to limit, as Joe initially said, the kind of societal burdens that we place on those that are, that can't conform to the natural way of things.
Yeah, and you also got to be careful with that too, because I mean, you don't want to use those people. You don't want to use people with autism as like a tool.
Exactly.
But like you said, it's also better. It's just better in general when the world is more situated in a way for people to live and get around more easily. You know, like there used to be a time when there weren't any ramps.
Yeah.
Or there weren't any cutouts in the sidewalk.
So what you're saying is we need more trains.
Like people like it's easier for us too. Like this idea of universal design of buildings being made to accommodate not only people with disabilities but just also people. You know? Also just everyone. Everyone. It makes it easier for everyone. Literally everyone wins. So yeah, like Steve said, you know, limiting the world's stigma and the world's sort of side eye towards people with disabilities and people with autism. Yeah, you know, we probably wouldn't. If we did that, we wouldn't have to cure it. You know, but
yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, it's more. I think you'd probably get a lot further with the conversations than the technology, at least nowadays.
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
Because there's so many people that have impacted our society in such a great way that people don't even understand that they're autistic, because probably they are just a little out there and people never really paid any attention to it. I mean, like, you could just list them off, like Dan Aykroyd, Susan Boyle, Quentin Tarantino, Bill Gates, Dan Harmon.
Yeah, Dan Aykroyd is such a treasure.
I think so. But anyway, Sir Anthony Hopkins. There's so many people that you don't even know. I mean, even Jerry Seinfeld self-diagnosed himself. But anyway, like,
oh, is that why he's rude?
The people that created the person that created Pokemon. Like, I'm just looking at a list now, and it's just like it.
Don't forget Einstein.
You know, I think it really comes down to just understanding, first of all, what it is, because we don't. Right. That's probably the biggest cornerstone of this whole philosophical debate. Because if it really was just like some sort of, like, you know, you're missing something, and then if you just give them that something, then they can just live a better life. That would be one case. But that's too simple. Right. So I don't know. I really like Quentin Tarantino movies. I really like Anthony Hopkins movies. He's one of my favorite actors.
I like Transformers. Last Night.
That is a great movie.
Or whatever it's called. Transformers.
It's a movie.
Sir Gallen and the Green Knight. I don't know.
I really do not think you would have a bad time watching that movie. So I will stand behind it.
I mean, we should watch that movie one of these days. I don't know what we were waiting. I don't know. I mean, it has a 15%. So like,
it's a fun movie.
What are we waiting for?
It's just a fun movie. So I don't know. I think we can move on from this topic.
You know, I'm probably gonna, with my luck, find out that I myself am autistic.
There you go. Let's take these tests. These online tests.
Like, that sounds like something that would happen to me.
Let's take these online tests.
Because think about it. Like, I'm rude. I don't understand social interactions, and well, actually, that's pretty much it. But
you have an ironclad memory that surprises everyone around you.
That's true.
Yeah, I also have that.
I only remember stupid things, though.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, that sounds like autism. Like, I'm good at something, but it's completely useless.
I've seen like the people make this joke before, but they'll go up to someone, just throw matches at them. Like, how many?
What?
He really cracked himself up with that.
I'm gonna go up to you with a box of matches and just throw it on the ground. How many is that? From Rain Man?
How many is that?
I don't know. I just think it's such a stupid and aggressive thing to do.
It is stupid. Yeah, that's nice. So yeah, there you go. There's our
weekly autism talk.
yeah.
Let's make that a segment.
Talking about a different disability every week.
No. Next week, Jake's gonna take an autism test on the spot after smoking 3 CBD cigarettes.
I'll take a gay test too.
How gay are you? What's your percentage of gay?
Dude, illness quiz.
You heard it here first, folks.
Dude.
Joe thinks that being gay is a disease.
Dude, it's on illnessquiz.com/gay test. Like, are you kidding me? Is this real?
This has been such a terrible episode.
Have you ever found yourself... Okay, all right. Have you ever found yourself fantasize or dream about having sexual relationship with someone of the same gender? If yes, then you might be wondering whether you are gay or straight. This screening quiz will find if you are gay in 3 minutes.
Hold on a second.
3 minutes.
Shouldn't a fucking gay test be 1 question long?
No. This starts with how long do you take to get ready in the morning?
So it's just stereotypes.
I
How
mean,
long do you take to get ready? You're gay. What?
how fashionable are you? No, I'm not fashionable at all.
There's no way you can be gay.
Do you often feel uncomfortable in public toilets?
Not
What?
Not if you're an alpha shitter.
No, I feel fine in public toilets. I hate watching stereotypical female programs such as beauty. Okay, I can't. I can't. I'll do this later.
No, you don't watch RuPaul's
Dude,
Drag Race?
it's literally just stereotypes,
So you're not gay.
and they're out of date. Like, it's not even funny.
How about this? Instead
Do
of
you get a certificate at the end?
You are this much gay.
Yeah,
What
yes,
were we
yes, yes. But how about this? Instead of RuPaul's Drag Race, it's RuPaul's something else race.
Oh no!
Race
No. Yeah, RuPaul's Race War. They just get all the different races in like a.
Today we're gonna find out which one of the races is the best, or most fashionable, or something.
Okay.
Imagine if Death Race was real.
Dude, they spelled true wrong. Oh my god. The I is the I is lowercase.
There's an I in true.
No.
What are you saying, Joe?
I keep talking. I'll let you know my results.
You're gonna take the gay test?
Yep.
Okay.
If a man is strict but is hot, would you like to meet him?
What? that sounds like this is starting to sound like a political compass quiz. Like, that sounds like if it's trying to figure out if you're authoritarian or not.
Oh, let's take one of those.
If a man is strict,
Actually, we already did take those. Remember?
Yeah, I identify as the alt-right.
yeah, Steve is Hitler.
Well, no.
I don't think I posted mine, actually.
Oh yeah, because I don't know how long ago this was, but we did post screenshots of our political compass.
Sure, I'd like to meet him. I don't. What do you want me to say? Like, no, I don't want to meet him. What does that mean? He's strict.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. What is the ratio of your love for women and men?
That sounds like what it's trying to figure out. How the fuck would you know that?
I like pink, and I don't care what you think. I mean, I like the color pink. What if a hot girl sent you a friend request on Facebook? Would you accept it or not?
Brother.
Oh God.
This is good. Keep doing this, actually.
I feel strong. Okay. I feel strong emotional bonds to the women, men, or gay.
Wait, what?
I feel strong emotional bonds to the gay. Oh, this is incredible. Have you ever wanted to kiss a hot woman? Well, I feel excited when I'm invited by girls. I wouldn't want to die without having experimented sexually with gay. Oh my God, these are so bad.
Is it almost over?
I don't know. It's at 3 minutes. I'm on question 14. Have you ever wanted to play with friend's finger and touch his body? Dude, this is wrong.
What?
Oh my God, I'm not gay. Dude, I got to take a screenshot of this.
That's a bumper sticker.
Joe,
oh my
please-
God, I'm not gay.
Joe, please post that in our Discord.
How do I take a screenshot?
I'm not gay.
Not the podcast Discord and our
Print
other
screen.
Discord.
Print screen or something?
That is
If you have two monitors, use Control or Alt Print Screen while you're in the window,
Print screen.
and then you can just paste it. Okay, well, again, you heard it here first.
This is big news.
The guy who we already knew was straight is still that. I have it in giant red capital letters. I also like how you how you have tabs open on Burger King, running on empty food review, and King Arthur.
King Arthur.
Yeah, I was looking up Transformers the last night.
Right. All right. Well, that was fun. Thanks, Joe. Tune in next week when I take the autism test.
And the week after that, I will be.
Steve's going to take the alt-right test.
The alt-right test. The alt-right test. Dude, this might be one of the worst. How is this even running? Who's maintaining this website?
Well, Joe, did you get this from like the 10th page of Google or something?
No, it's on the first page. Dude, it's literally it's the second result.
Okay. Well,
That's bizarre.
Should we move on?
I think we should.
Yeah. Let's. You guys want to talk about music?
Well, I think we're doing movies first.
Oh, we have movies to talk about.
We have 3 movies. They're all excellent.
Yes. All 3 of these are of the same level of quality.
This is probably one of the best weeks of movies we've ever had. Ever.
All right. So, first up, we got Howl's Moving Castle. I mean, what do you think I'm going to say about this? That it's bad? Because it's quite good, actually.
It's not bad. We watched the English version because I'm racist.
Look. So yeah, this is for anyone who doesn't know, this is a Studio Ghibli movie, and they always get cool actors to do the English dub. And this one has Christian Bale as Howl, who's like a wizard, and yeah, our other friends just couldn't wrap their heads around the fact that Christian Bale sounds like himself.
Yeah, I don't really know like
I don't know what they
Like,
expected.
Really?
They kept saying,
Isn't he Australian?
I don't know what he is.
I'm pretty sure he's Australian, and he was doing a non-Australian, like, generic American accent.
Because they keep saying, oh my god, it just sounds like Batman. Which, first of all, it didn't. And second of all, this happened before The Dark Knight, so I don't I don't know. What I'm trying to say is I didn't see it as a bad thing. I saw it as a good thing. I thought it was a good performance.
Yeah, I thought it was fine. I didn't have a problem with any of the accents. Oh no, he's from Wales. Sorry. Yeah, I mean this movie, Ghibli movies always have this way of like almost like just thrusting you into the action like immediately without really any sort of backstory. Um, and and they're always fantastical, and they're always like they always have something to do with having spirit and having freedom and stuff like that. And yeah, this one was good. Um, Honestly, of the ones we've watched, it's actually probably my least favorite. Um, because it kind of takes a little while to get going. Uh, I don't know how you felt about that.
What about the power ranking? Or the pacing of the movie?
Like the pacing. Like it took, for me at least, it took a good like 25 minutes for me to really get involved with it.
Yeah, you're right, but I didn't really mind that. I don't know. Yeah, I don't feel as strongly about it as some of the other ones I've seen.
Yeah, I wasn't really, I mean it's good. Of course it's good. But I preferred Porco Rosso and also Spirited Away and probably Totoro too. Yeah, I don't really have anything to say about it really.
No, there isn't much to say, except that I recommend it. Obviously,
The next one we watched was also a Ghibli movie. This one I preferred much more actually. I really like this one.
Yeah.
Princess Mononoke. This one was fucking pog. Seriously, it was so good. This one we watched in Japanese because I had gotten over my fit of racism.
Wait, you
Yeah,
hate Japanese
because-
people? You hate Japanese people?
No, not anymore.
the real
Oh.
reason is our weeb friend was gonna have a tantrum if we didn't watch it in Japanese.
Yeah, he was gonna bad things were gonna happen. He was gonna send us shit in a box via the mail if we didn't fucking watch this in its native language.
Yeah, he was gonna slice our
Ears
jugular
off.
veins with the glorious Nippon steel.
uh, yeah, this one was really different than any of the ones we've watched because there's fucking gore in it. And like people get fucking delimbed and fucking decapitated. It was awesome. It was awesome. And all these Ghibli movies take place in like different eras and different places. Like some of them take place in Europe. This one takes place in like in basically I guess feudal Japan.
Yeah.
There's samurai running around little villages and there's like this undercurrent of like industrialization, which is in a lot of Ghibli movies because a lot of it's about the environment and what happens when you fuck with the environment. And this one was very deeply about what happens when you fuck with the forest. Yeah. I found it interesting that it's called Princess Mononoke when like I mean it's about her, but like it isn't like solely about her. You know,
Um,
like I thought from the poster, I thought it was gonna be her and her wolf kin fucking running around doing shit the entire movie.
yeah, it was different from what I expected based on the title. Honestly, you could say the same thing about Howl's Moving Castle because that character he's kind of in it the least out of the main cast. You know?
Yeah, but I mean the castle's featured prominently.
Oh yeah. I'm just saying it's kind of similar. I don't know.
Yeah, this one I thought every aspect of this one just worked so well. The 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 idea of like animal gods and spirits and this like this metaphorical symbolic like curse and corruption and what happens when you uh again when you fuck with nature, you know. I thought it was very tight the way it all worked together. Of course the animation is amazing. um yeah, I don't.
I will say one thing though. It's starting to become clear to me that the theme of every Ghibli movie is war bad, nature good.
Yeah,
And
yeah, it is.
obviously there are other themes, like more personal ones about like specific lessons that characters learn, like in Howl's Moving Castle, it's like confidence
Yeah,
or like
yeah,
inner beauty or whatever. But also every single movie is also about war being bad and nature being good. So like I'm just kind of low, which I don't have a problem with. I'm just saying that I get it, you know, like I
yeah,
get it now.
yeah, and uh you know, yeah, yeah, a lot of the movies are about like dispelling like the hatred and the curses and like living peacefully, um which, if we watch them back to back to back to back to back, yeah, we're gonna really start noticing that. We're probably gonna get bored of it. But I mean, like Princess Mononoke was from, I mean, when was that from? Late 90s, I think. Princess Mononoke was 97, and then Howl's Moving Castle I think was 2004. So, and right smack dab in between there came uh Spirited Away, which isn't so much about war,
No, that's true.
but it definitely was about nature and the environment, although somewhat more like subtly.
Well, it's for most movie it's subtle until the very end when
Yeah,
one
when
character says, "Oh, I remember. I used to be a river."
yeah, yeah.
Wait, were you the voice actor? That sounded just.
That one was much more about its characters though,
Yeah.
which is why I probably like Spirited Away the most. Um, but yeah, Princess Mononoke was really good.
Yeah, I
Really, really.
was. Yeah, I've been in a samurai kind of mood recently.
Yeah,
Um,
thoroughly enjoyed
so
it.
this was cool. This was cool.
This one's probably my second favorite or third
So,
favorite.
someone once told me when Spider-Man, what's it called, Multiverse or whatever, Spider-Verse, Into the Spider-Verse, came out, that
Mm-hmm.
this person was a friend, and they thought that I would like that just as much as Spirited Away. So when I watched that, I had maybe too high of expectations, but I didn't think they were even in the same ballpark, personally.
I don't think so either.
But
I
maybe
think
I need
I
to give
think
it another shot.
I think Spirited Away was way better.
I mean, I'm not saying it wasn't good, but to me, I mean, did it really set itself apart from most, good animated movies? To me, no. I don't know. But you
Yeah,
have one more movie to discuss.
Into the Spider-Verse is one of my least favorite Ghibli movies. Yeah, screw all that crap.
Yeah, those were the appetizers. This is the main fucking feast.
Last night we watched Face Off.
Yes. For the second time.
Yeah.
It was even more beautiful than I remembered. Because there were some scenes that I forgot.
Yeah, we watched Face Off how many years ago now?
It was probably 2014 when we watched it.
Yeah.
And you, Harrison, and I synced up our Netflixes on Xbox.
Yeah.
And watched it. So it was on Netflix at one time.
Yeah.
Those motherfuckers. This, just as then as it is now, it is the closest thing to a perfect experience that I've had.
Yes.
It is so thoroughly entertaining, despite some people falling asleep for some reason. It is so thoroughly entertaining that I see people are shooting off guns right now because they're so excited
Yeah,
for us to be talking about.
my neighborhood is excited about this.
It is. It's Cage and Travolta at the peaks of their careers.
Yes.
Like you might think we're being sarcastic. I'm not sarcastic at all.
Not really, honestly. Here's how I look at this. Like, I'm sure people would call this like a so bad it's good, but I don't. Okay, here I think we need to change up the terminology for these things.
It's not even that bad.
First of all, it's not that bad, but when people say so bad it's good, what they really mean is so bad it's funny, or like so bad you can laugh at it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I think this is like a true so bad it's good.
It is.
Like this movie is actually entertaining and like funny, not because you're laughing at it. Although there are some of those moments. Yeah, just really fucking funny. But yeah, I mean, for people who don't know, the premise it's an action movie, and the premise is that John Travolta is an FBI agent and Nicolas Cage is a terrorist, and they end up John Travolta while Nicolas Cage is in a coma, John Travolta swaps faces with him in an experimental surgical procedure, so that he can go undercover in prison as Nicolas Cage. But then Nicolas Cage wakes up from the coma and steals John Travolta's face and becomes him. And then it's about their beautiful dance that they have to do.
Yeah. And it's genius. Every single second is genius. From Nick Cage grabbing an underage girl's ass because she's in a choir and he just got done doing terrorist things, to John Travolta saying, "What the fuck?" It's every moment. Every moment. The only thing that I can say against it is perhaps it's a bit too long.
It is long. It's what is it? 2 hours and 20 minutes?
Yeah, you could probably shave off 20 minutes, and then it'd be at this tight cat and mouse chase between two of the most ridiculous actors of all time. Travolta hasn't quite reached that point of like just complete like the cult of Cage. But I mean, if Travolta keeps making movies like Gotti and The Fanatic,
Oh yeah, he's getting there. He's taking some pretty retarded roles.
yeah, if he keeps doing that, he'll get there one day.
Pun intended, by the way.
Yes,
because of The Fanatic.
Yes.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah, it could be shorter, but like those scenes that pad out the movie are actually some of my favorites. Like Nicolas Cage disguised as John Travolta's interactions with his daughter.
Oh yes. Yes.
That's actually one of my favorite scenes when he when like the daughter's boyfriend is
oh yeah, he's gonna rape her in the car parked in their driveway.
Yeah, so like, Nicolas Cage, even though he's a bad guy, he sticks up for John Travolta's daughter. I don't know, I like that scene.
Also, the rapist was played by Danny Masterson.
Oh,
who's that?
Of course, an actual real life rapist.
I'm pretty sure it was from
'70s show?
from that '70s show. I'm almost certain it was that guy.
Curly haired guy.
Yep.
What's his name in that '70s show?
Actually, his name was Ray Pissed. I mean, he was hiding in plain sight the whole
time. Stephen Hyde. He shares a name with you, Steve.
Oh, great.
So yeah, if we're giving scores here, Howl's Moving Castle was a 1, Princess Mononoke was a 2, and Face Off was a 10 out of 10. So
yes.
So
absolutely transcended filmmaking.
No, seriously though, this is one of the movies that you should absolutely watch with friends, whether you're 6 years old or 89 years old. Just watch it, and you will. I mean, that's it.
Just watch it.
You can do whatever you need to do after that, but it won't be necessary because you would have done the only thing that matters.
Please.
Okay, that's it. That's it for movies. Thank you. We have a lot of movies in the backlog that we need to watch.
Yeah.
Like all the Transformers movies. The next Ninja Turtles movie. Twilight.
Oh my god.
All of them. We need to. But people are like, I want to watch bad movies. Shut up.
Even Steve doesn't watch any of them.
I'm sorry,
Steve. You need to start watching them with us. This
guy stays up, until all hours of the night browsing 4chan, but he won't. But he won't fucking watch them. Sit down and watch something.
Look, it's becoming apparent that you are slacking on your podcast duties. So,
I like how he's laughing, even though like he literally is.
We watch these movies not just for personal enjoyment. We also do it for fulfillment. And because we have to deliver this information to our audience.
Well, you're really selling it. I'll get back to you, and maybe something might change. So tune in next week to find out if I've watched the movie.
Tune in next week to see if Steve does the bare minimum.
See if I watch. That's pretty good.
All right, let's talk about Kiwanuka.
Yeah, let's talk about the thing that we all agreed to do.
So yes,
Does that mean you did not do it? Is that what you're implying?
this was
No, I'm saying that I do things that I am supposed to do. Is what I'm trying
this
to.
is our weekly, our new weekly segment, tentatively called Wheel of Albums. Jake, have you thought of anything since then?
No.
What about
Album.
in solidarity with Regis Phil in dying? It would be who wants to be an album reviewer? Who wants to be an album? Fool me.
That's so stupid.
Stupidest thing
Who wants to be an album?
Who wants to be an album?
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, this is our new weekly.
Oh my
segment.
god! No, I got it.
Album.
No, I just did it.
Okay.
The Wheel of More Tunes. Instead of fortune.
Oh yeah, no, that works.
I thought you were talking about like Morton's
Dude,
salt.
The Wheel of More Tune.
Or Horton Hears a Who.
Horton Hears an Album. There we go. That's even better.
How about Horton hears the sound of my fucking nuts slapping him in the face?
Horton Hears an Album.
Let's
We can even do the artwork. Because I mean, Dr. Seuss stuff isn't hard to draw. I think.
let's just get into it.
Yeah, so we have a predetermined list of albums and we choose one each week. This was one of Steve's picks. The self-titled by UK folk and indie rock musician Michael Kiwanuka. 2019 release. Actually a pretty recent album. It came out November 1st of last year. Did you want to say anything about this, Steve? Since, I think the structure we did was the people who haven't listened to it, we give our opinion first, and then the person who picked it, then they speak. I don't know if you want to stick to
whoever wants to talk can talk. I don't feel like I need to say anything first.
Okay, Jake, you want to
go? Yeah, I'll go first. Well, first of all, there's nothing more disappointing than hearing what sounds like the name of a Japanese man and then finding out that they were actually British. I thought I was going to be 3 for 3. I thought I was going to be 3 for 3 with samurai stuff this week, with Ghost of Tsushima, Princess Mononoke, and then an album with racist Japanese music on it. However, what I got instead was actually much better. Yeah, this is a great album from start to finish. Every song kind of flows into each other pretty well. And there wasn't a single one that I didn't like. That being said, I probably should have listened to it more times because it's kind of hard for me to remember exactly which songs go with which titles. Like, I remember all the music, I just don't remember which one is which necessarily. However, I will say that I think my favorite one is the first track, "You Ain't the Problem."
Yeah. That was definitely one of my favorites.
And I like that. This is my favorite for one of the reasons that I enjoyed this album is the subject matter is very positive. Now, obviously, some of these songs are pretty sad, but I feel like overall there's a lot of positive messaging, which I enjoyed. I know it doesn't really sound like my bag, but I did like I like you. I love you. Ain't the problem. It's about like overcoming things and not blaming yourself. But yeah, other songs that stood out to me. I think I'm trying to remember. Yeah, it was that one, and then I think Hero.
Yep.
And Solid Ground were the three that I really liked, if I'm remembering correctly. But yeah, no, awesome. What about you, Joe?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I think we chose pretty much the same exact three songs, and I find that really interesting because You Ain't the Problem is the opener. Hero is kind of like the middle part, and then I also liked, I liked Solid Ground and Light at the end.
Oh yeah,
So,
it ends strong too. Yeah.
so I found that interesting that the most standout moments, at least for us, were like the beginning, the middle, and the end. And if there's one thing about this album that I can say that I didn't really like, it's that, yeah, some of the songs, because they roll so well into each other, some of them do sound very similar to each other. Um, and uh, the ones that did stood out in a very good way. Uh, and overall, the album it's very groovy. It's very soft too. There are a lot of soft moments on here, and uh, it's straight out of. And I'm guessing this is his mo. Kiwanuka's mo. It's straight out of the '70s. I mean, this is just like this is. You get like you can really hear some of those softer songs from like Sly and the Family Stone on here.
Mm.
Even like Casey and the Sunshine Band. Even some stuff from like Curtis Mayfield. You can like it's obvious that he's trying to go for that sound, that very like easy, uh, folkish sort of soft rock mixed with some funk and some groove and obviously some soul. Uh, and I really enjoyed it. Definitely for me, the biggest standout was You Ain't the Problem. That's just what a great way to start the album.
Yeah.
Um, there were a few moments where I wish he went a little harder. Uh, I think the hardest he went was on Hero. Honestly, I think that was the most rocking, like rollicking song. Uh, and there were some just really weird like interludes on here of like radio and TV or like interview footage that I didn't really understand what he was going for with that. Um, especially given the general uh very personal, but at the same time very very universal subject matter of the album. Um, I didn't really know what some of those like introductions to some of the songs were why they were positioned where they were.
Yeah, I got the feeling that it was stuff that was going over my head.
Yeah, like I'm just like I, I don't know. I didn't the sound of the album and the lyrics of the album. I didn't peg it for having these almost like you know I don't even know. They're almost like they just seem out of place to me. These like audio reels from elsewhere. Um, but other than that, it's a great easy listen. Uh, like on the exact flip side of what we listened to last week, you know, uh, that was electronic for the most part without lyrics. Uh, some of those songs went hard as fuck. These songs, they're much softer, much gentler. So, but both equally good in their own ways. So, yeah, Steve, what do you have to say about this record?
Well, I first heard a couple of the singles that you mentioned, and that's what got me hooked. Like with "You Ain't the Problem," the first time you hear that, you're like, "Oh, that's special."
It is. It is. It's a great. It's just a. As soon as I heard the beginning of it, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna like this album.
Mhm. Yeah, that's what definitely hooked me. I got into this album, I think, because my mom showed me a couple of this guy's songs because he did a song for some movie or whatever. But anyway, overwhelmingly, I had this feeling of, oh wait, they make music like this still.
Yeah.
Uh, I was like, oh, I didn't even know that there were people trying to make sounds like this, because it to me, it's just like it's so Hendrix at points. Yeah, it's just so of that era that it was just to hear a lot of the current issues, but with all of that aesthetic of those, of that era. It made me feel it kind of was perfect for this time, at least for me, at least to hear this. It was just like you could totally just put this back there, and it would have been considered probably just one of the greatest albums of that era. Um, that said, there are a lot of sound effects and electronic elements in terms of like production that would obviously put it out of place a little bit.
Mhm.
But all of the three songs that you guys mentioned, I love them. They're certainly high points of the album. But my favorites were actually "Rolling" and then into "I've Been Dazed." I really like how those go together. But exactly like Joe said, the end of "Rolling" is a bit abrupt, kind of because it goes into "I've Been Dazed" in a weird way. But I get that. I really like this album. I listened to it like 4 or 5 times this week, just in preparation. And so I dug into the lyrics a little bit to figure out what was going on with some of those interludes, with that interlude and some of that, like you said, radio kind of stuff. And so the hero song, which I thought was probably like the climax of the album, right? That's just
Yeah.
kind of like this
Yeah.
Yes.
peak in terms of chaos and just sound. That's based on a Black Panther activist, Fred Hampton, who was assassinated at the age of 21. And then like some of those lines are just straight out of his speeches.
Okay.
And then interlude is actually sampling Congressman John Lewis, who just passed away.
Okay.
So a lot of it is, hero. A lot of these songs seem extremely personal. Like when he talks about losing a friend or something and mourning him forever, and hero specifically is like it is personal yet also very universal. Like you said, it's like it kind of tugs on you. It's like, am I your hero? But also, am I just your fallen hero? Is my purpose only to be some sort of martyr for you to care about? And I love that one great line that was like, "It's all for show," things like that. I felt like even though this has been going on forever, it felt almost prophetic listening to it at point. So it's definitely talks about time in a cool way, helplessness in a cool way. I loved a lot of that. Hard to Say Goodbye was also a big high point for me. Where it's just talking about like love and romance and things like that, and I dug that a lot. I liked pretty much every single song I loved. I really did. But for different things, I really like all the psychedelic elements of it. I think that might be a piece that obviously you guys, it's just not going to resonate with you, but a lot of those ideas where it's like very personal yet also very universal. That's kind of that's classic psychedelic kind of inspiration. So yeah, I mean, it like I said, it just people that still want to make this kind of music, it's just like mind blowing to me. So Michael Kiwanuka is definitely on my list of people to keep an eye on if he keeps making music, which I don't even think he needs to after this kind of thing. Me at least, it's just like this is such a timeless album, yeah, which is funny because he talks about time so much in it. But I didn't even know really how to categorize it last week. When you asked me. But I mean, after listening to it, what would you guys say? There's definitely some soul. There's psychedelic rock. There's even some folk kind of elements.
What I heard in this, I listened to a lot of this kind of stuff, from the 70s. So to me, it immediately captured that 70s, basically just it's a hodgepodge, it's very hard to, I think, pin it down to a specific genre, but it's definitely explicit in its, like, in the era of sound that it's going for.
Yeah, I think that's probably a very important note, is that I think that era had such an emphasis on that feeling of tracks being much more unique than the one right next to it, instead of just forcing everything down like the idea of a specialized category or genre. I think that is kind of telling of the times too, especially when he talks about mental health, which is just a pretty big motif that he uses, is just this idea of maybe being more, I don't know, it's there's so much soul in this album that it makes you like kind of think about, like, okay, there isn't a genre that this fits into, just like people don't fit into genres either, so I just love it for that. It's one of those albums where, for me at least, it's very easy to get emotional while listening to, because of how pure it is, how there's no distance between his voice and what he's talking about, and how it hits you if you're ready for it. Whereas I think a lot of the music nowadays is so processed, so yearning for some sort of satisfaction, chasing something. Whereas this is just like reflecting. It felt so wise and clever. I think, actually, that said, I think "Living in Denial" might be one of my favorite. Actually, it starts out so clever. It's talking about living in denial, and it starts out la 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 la, like the whole, like, to me that's just like so perfect. That it's such a good song for this time.
Yeah, and I think the best point you made, Steve, was that feeling of, oh, they still make music that sounds like this. This is a very recent album. I mean, it's not even a year old, and it's coming out of this era of processed and produced and marketed and specialized and blah 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 blah. And yeah, people, he's got a sound that he wants, and he's got messages that he wants to say. And I mean, when you work at it and you make it sound this good, it's possible. It's possible to make any kind of good sound at any point in time.
Yeah, I will say that there were a couple moments with like some background singers that I didn't really think that they added so much. Whereas, I mean, there were times where I liked the kind of gospel choir kind of sound, but then there was other moments, specifically I think in the second half, there's a male voice in the background that I didn't think was so good. So there's a couple things that that I would detract from if I was trying to like critique it or whatever. But this is just such a pure album. And this week was the first time that I gave it like a full like treatment of sitting down and listening to it all the way through. Obviously, I did get the Home Depot advertisement in between some of the songs.
No, of course, yes.
That was great. So, are we going to pick a new song or album for this week.
Yes. So
do we want to rate it?
Yes.
Like last week.
I'm gonna go mainly because for the reasons that I said, that some songs are a little hard to place up against another song. And there were some moments where sometimes, and obviously this is his style and this is his sound on this particular album, but I wish that there was a bit more. There was a bit more, like, I don't know,
Intensity.
Yeah, there was a bit more intensity to some of the songs. I don't know. That's just me though. So I'd give it an 8 easily.
I also give it an 8.
I was even thinking like 9, maybe even like a little higher, 9.25.
I give it an 8.17.
All right, spin that dial, Joe, for the
So,
wheel.
Did you adjust the list?
Yeah.
All right, let's do
So
this.
we are down to 13 albums now.
Yes, and Joe, obviously you have the advantage going into this week, so if you don't get it, you fucking suck.
Yes.
That's a fallacy. That's a fallacy.
Each actually, that's an ad hominem.
Actually, it's literally not. You definitely have the greatest chance right now.
Yes, because Steve and Jake only have 4 albums each. I have 5. So let's see what we get.
Come on. Papa needs a brand new bag.
Number 1.
Oh, you're right. You did win. Very good.
I did?
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck yes.
I love this album too.
Dude, this album's fucking awesome. I fucking love this album.
Me too, man. This is actually my favorite album by them.
This is we are going to be listening to Amnesiac by Radiohead. This album's fucking awesome. This is probably the worst album to start listening to Radiohead to. Because it's really fucking weird.
Worse by like if you listen to this, you like it, you don't have much to go from here on in terms of like other albums by them that are like this.
Well, if you like it, you're probably gonna like their other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't like it, it might turn you off to everything.
I was trying to remember if I listened to this before, and according to this, because it tells you like how many times you've listened to certain songs, apparently I've listened to this whole album before.
Yeah, because it's on for some reason. I don't know why. I don't think it really belongs there, but it's on the 500 greatest albums from Rolling Stone.
Yeah, but I just don't remember it though, so I definitely need to listen to it again.
Yeah, this is Radiohead's 2001 release.
Yeah, 19 years ago.
Yeah.
Shit.
I listen to this album once a week.
Wow.
This is my favorite Radiohead album, one of my favorite albums.
Oh. I didn't realize that you had come to love it so much. When I first listened to it on your recommendation, you weren't as adamant about your feelings.
Yeah, I wasn't as warm to it, but Radiohead really, out of all the bands I've ever listened to, Radiohead is the one where it's really rewarding to just listen to their stuff over and over. So yeah, that's what we'll have for you next week.
Hells to the fuck yeah, dude.
Well, all right then. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, it's yeah. There are elements of electronic, and most of it isn't electronic. It's that sort of alternative rock that they're known for, but it's cool. It's a cool album.
We'll tune in next week, folks. to find out if I've watched the movie with them. And yeah.
Will Steve do his job?
Yeah.
Will Jake be autistic? All this and more.
Will Joe still not be gay?
Will Joe still not be gay? Will Joe be gay?
Will Joe still not be gay?
Yeah, that's all we got for you this week, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to Amnesiac by Radiohead if you want to play along. Do we have any? I believe one of you said you did have some advice this week.
Steve has some advice. My only advice is to wear a mask, please, for the love of God. Please, God, please.
Well, my advice has been taken from me.
What?
I don't, much like the album we're listening to this week, I seem to have gotten amnesia. I don't know what I'm supposed to say here. So,
it had to do with a certain
fast food item.
Sandwich.
Delicious, multi-layered meats.
I'm really blanking here, fellas.
Will you get mad if I just say it instead?
Just say the joke.
All right. The advice, it's not a joke, it's advice.
Okay.
The advice this week is, yeah, this is fucking stupid. I don't know why we were going to make you say this. The advice is, Baconators are better than sex.
Oh. Well, it's,
it's true.
We could get into the whole discussion about this, but
you know what? Yeah, it's not really a piece of advice. It's more just like a
universal truth.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
A life hack. Yeah,
that is exactly what I was going to say. Universal truth.
It's a doctrine. Especially, here's a little tip for you. If you want to, if you want it to be an undeniable fact of life, then you should get extra cheese and I don't think are there pickles on a Baconator?
I hope not.
If you get pickles,
you don't even know.
Pickles and extra cheese. It's
well,
I try not to.
Steve's had more sex than he's eaten Baconators.
But I've never had sex as good as a Baconator with extra cheese and pickles. And that's a fact of life.
So
how about this
for itself?
If you think you're so fucking smart, what about having sex with a Baconator?
Putting fucking a Baconator, or
putting your penis, putting your hard penis in the bacon.
No condom either.
Molten hot too, right?
No condom, but lots of condiments. If you know, you know, motherfucker. If you know, you fucking know.
And on that note, meet us at Oh my god. Fuck you.
Wait, what were you going to say? Meet us where? Meet us down at Wendy's?
Yeah, I'll show you some burger fucking tricks in the
burger fucking tricks. Yes.
I'll show you the reverse Baconator. I'll show you the 69 condiments. I'll show you the Condima Sutra. I'll show you. I'll show you how to drizzle it on the buns. I'll show you everything. In my memoirs, the Fool Me Thrice memoirs. Can we end the podcast?
Memoirs of a Burger Fucker, an autobiography by Steve.
Yeah. Gee, fucking right on, man.
Okay.
God, everything's awesome.
Thanks for listening, and good night.
Sleep tight.